What's up, Falcons fans? Falcon Planet here. I'm Colin.
And I'm Steph.
And this is the Christmas special. Got the hats, got the nice setup. We're going to recap the Lions-Falcons game last night. Clinched home field advantage. And now we're going to have 3 consecutive home games.
We tried to put a video up last night of, talked about the record, and talked
Calvin
about Calvin Johnson.
We talked about the other guys, Alden Smith,
JJ Watt, Adrian Peterson.
But it doesn't look like any 3 of them guys are going to break the record.
I mean, I don't know how Alden Smith's doing right now. I mean, they're playing, but they're winning.
Yeah, the Texans get knocked off today.
Yeah, and Seattle's winning 21-0 right now. Well, last time I checked, and Minnesota won. Adrian Peterson had like 89.
Yeah, so he's a long shot.
I mean,
he has to rush for like 200 yards.
He could have a big game next week. It's against Green Bay. I mean, great rushing defense. I don't think he's going to do it.
Yeah, Matt Ryan had a great game last night.
He did have
4
a great
passing
game.
touchdowns, almost had 5. That would have been a career high for him. 5 touchdowns.
It was incredible. I mean, he had 22 straight completions.
Dating back to the last game, I think that's what, like 3rd or 4th longest streak in NFL history.
I think I forgot who had number 1. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. We were over there watching the game at my dad's house, but it was an overall pretty good game. The defense, they could have played better.
I mean, Asante, he had a pick.
You're going up against Calvin Johnson. They have a high-powered offense, and look at all the injuries they have. Nate Burleson, Brandon Pettigrew, they have Nick Fairley injured. Javid Best has been out forever and a day, but they have the potential to be a really good team. They just had a bad year. And that shocked me. I thought they were going to be a playoff team.
Coming from a team last year that went to a playoffs, I think, second seed?
Yeah.
Or
second, I think it was third.
Third or 4th seed. And then going, 4-11 this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, most of that comes from injuries or what, but I mean, something...
The mojo is just not there anymore.
It's their coach.
I don't like
Jim
him.
Schwartz, I really dislike him. I mean, if I had to pick any coach in the league to dislike, it's him. I don't like
my direct's Ryan. I can't stand him.
Yeah, I don't like him either. I mean, there's a lot of coaches, but I really don't like Jim Schwartz.
Yeah.
But this is the roast on coaches. Talk about the Falcons.
Roddy White finally showed up.
He did. I mean, he
had 2 big touchdowns.
But Tony Gonzalez only had 1 catch.
Yeah, he only had 1 catch. He's leading the team in receptions this year.
He has 88.
Yeah, he had one catch, right? That's not that good, but we got the win.
The thing is, I mean, it's either Roddy or Tony. I mean, you can't. When Roddy has a big game, Tony's not going to have a big game. When Tony has a big game, Roddy's not going to have a big game. And Julio always has big games.
Yeah, Julio had that great catch. 16-yard touchdown. I can't believe he got his feet.
I mean, we tore up Chris Houston.
Yeah, every time we saw Chris Houston, his hands are up in the air, wondering what was going on. He got beat 3 or 4 or 5 times in this game. Burned by Roddy White, burned by Julio, burned by Roddy on a few slants. I mean, we just called his number all game and lit him up. I'm
just happy that we did clinch a home field advantage, because the teams going in the playoffs right now, you got the Packers, the 49ers, the Seahawks. If they win tonight, which it looks like they will, all those teams at their place are extremely good. Seattle's undefeated at home; they're only 1 in the league.
But we got the win,
exactly,
and the road has to come through Atlanta.
Exactly.
That's a very important thing. We don't need to do what we did last year or 2 years ago. The road came through Atlanta and we stunk it up. I think this year we've got it under control.
I just love the way we're playing at the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, going into that 13-3 year, we finished the season off pretty bad.
Exactly.
And you want to be the hottest team.
We played the tougher teams at the beginning of the year.
But you look at the Packers today when they're at 55-0 on Tennessee. They're looking pretty hot right now going into the playoffs. That kind of scares me.
I mean, Tennessee's not really big.
But still, I mean, any time you put up, the Falcons never put up 55
Exactly,
points.
But I mean, if we're talking about that, and Seattle's put up 55, 2 weeks in a row,
they scare me.
Russell Wilson is the best quarterback in the league right now.
If he goes into the playoffs and wins a playoff game or 2, I think he'll win the Rookie of the Year. Everybody's saying that. I was watching ESPN today and a few times last week, and they said, he's come out of nowhere. And why would you pick Russell Wilson to win over the other 2 guys? Is because nobody expected him at all to do anything this year.
3rd round.
Everybody thought, RG3 would have a good year.
Which he did.
Andrew Luck would have a good year. No, Russell Wilson was in a battle with Matt Flynn at the start of the year, and everybody thought Matt Flynn was going to start. And look what Russell Wilson's going to do.
Look what he did last year in that game with the Packers. You know, backed up for Aaron Rodgers, and he tore it up.
Yeah. But one thing that doesn't scare me that much about Green Bay is it looks like they're going to get the 3rd seed. Hopefully. I'm hoping they do. It looks like, Seattle's taking care of business tonight. But if Green Bay gets the 3rd seed, they're going to have to play in against one of them wild card teams. And I like that. If they get the 2nd seed, I'm looking at Green Bay as the best team in the NFC, and that's the one team we're going to have to face in the NFC Championship.
You know,
I don't have a lot of confidence in the 49ers.
Yeah, I mean, but the 49ers defense is there pretty much every week. You know, their offense isn't really there every week. You know, Colin Kaepernick, he's a young quarterback. It's his 2nd year. He did good at the first. It's like Tebow time. You know, Tebow did extremely good 2 years ago, or even last year. You know, his first couple games, and then he kind of slowed down, and that's what Colin Kaepernick's doing. You know?
Yeah, his luck's gonna run out.
I mean, yeah, they beat the Patriots, but I mean, they're losing to the Seahawks right now, and like I said, the Seahawks are undefeated at home. Seahawks have a great defense, but I mean, compared to our defense, whose defense is better, Seattle's or the Falcons?
I would have to say Seattle right now.
Yeah, I mean, and the way they're putting points on the 49ers.
I think if we played Seahawks somehow, it'd be a shootout.
It would. I mean,
it'd be a real high-scoring game. I would say like a 41-35 type game, because it's definitely, if their offense shows up in any playoff game, they have a really good shot at winning, because their defense is really good. And the 2 guys that they had suspended start of the playoffs, they're going to be back. And they put up 50 points and didn't allow very many at all these past 3 games, and that's without 2 of their best defensive players. Their starting corner and their starting safety, and they're going to be back.
Well, I was working today. I didn't get to watch football all day. It was disappointing, but I'm making that money. Anyway, I looked on ESPN, and it looked like Washington, took care of business today.
Yep.
Looks like they're going to clinch the division. So it's going to be, them, the Seahawks, the 49ers, and the Packers. Out of those 4, who would you like? Who are you glad you're not going to play at home against them?
Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, back to my point, Seattle. I mean, look how good they're playing now.
Yeah, I would put Green Bay first, Seattle a close second. The 49ers, they don't scare me really at all this year.
Washington doesn't scare me.
Yeah, the Redskins, they barely beat the Eagles today. I watched most of the game. It was up and down. It was close throughout the entire game. RG3 didn't look that good. He is hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt, but I mean...
Their defense is kind of shaky. Their offense is not bad. They have that rookie running back who's tearing it up. But their defense, they've got some holes. And I think if we were to play them, I don't think we're going to have to play them, especially with the first round bye. We're probably going to play either the Packers or the 49ers. The 49ers, they might get upset. They might, you never know. But I think we're going to end up playing the 49ers or the Packers that 2nd game.
Like I said a couple weeks ago, if we do have to play the 49ers, I just hope we play like the Rams.
Yeah.
Colin said we need to call the Rams and ask them for advice how to beat the 49ers.
We need a freaking playbook on how they took care of business against them.
But, I mean, I don't think the regular...
I know when we went 13-3, we had that first round bye. Maybe we were a little rusty going into that game, and that showed on the field.
It's not really a big game,
it's not an important game, but I think it's important.
It's just bragging
rights.
rights.
Where how, we don't want to get we need to play our starters in the game, probably till halftime.
I'm thinking first quarter and third quarter. Honestly, listen. Okay, you start off the game with your starters. In the second quarter, you let the other guys, and then halftime you let your starters have a break, and then your starters come back in third quarter. And then you give them a break, and then it's your backup.
Well, I mean, I don't hate the idea, but there's
because first and second, they're playing nonstop and getting tired. But first and third, they have that break.
That's a different way to look at it. I've never seen that happen before.
I haven't either, but I mean, it's not a big game at all.
Yeah, it's not a big game, but it's important.
And the thing is,
to where we don't get rusty going into the playoffs.
Exactly, and you don't want to see them play the whole game.
No, they don't. We just need to make sure that
they
don't have too much time off before you play your next game, because they're going to have 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, before you play a game. That's a lot of time off.
You don't want to see him not play, and you don't want to see him
Yeah,
play the whole thing.
You need to have
so
to be
exactly. You either split it up, first and second, first and third. Second and fourth is stupid.
I think we should go first and second.
First and second.
Take him out at halftime. Let Luke McCown play the second half in case something crazy happens in a playoff game where Matt were to get hurt.
Yeah, I'm just
You want
speaking
Luke
of
McCown to
speaking of
start
Matt
as
getting
possible.
hurt. There was a lot of shots on Matt last night.
That was my one worry going into that game.
Exactly.
Like Dominican Sue, I saw him try to step on Michael Turner a couple of times.
I think Matt Ryan wore a huge cup last night.
Yeah, he needed to wear a large cup in that game because he's just going to go full out there. They got nothing to lose. He doesn't care about suspension.
The past 2 weeks we played a great defensive line. The Giants, we played them. You got Justin Tuck, Chris Canty, JPP. And then you got the Lions. You got Nick Fairley and Dominican Sue.
And our offensive line held up great.
Exactly, and that's what I love to see, because now you go into the playoffs. Might play the Packers, and you got B.J. Raji. A big guy like him. You got Alden Smith on the 49ers. And you start to wonder, if we win the Super Bowl, could it because our offensive line stepped up?
I think that would be
and
really
that's my key to the playoffs is our offensive line, because like I said, the teams that we're playing in the playoffs, those guys have great D lines and linebackers so.
The one thing I want to see us do is that great defense we had against the Broncos, jumping around. You have Croy Bierman playing safety. Why go away from that? That works so good, but literally we haven't seen that. But maybe few plays throughout the season, maybe probably 10 more plays, they've done that, which I think that's kind of stupid. That worked really good. So I'd really love to see us come out in the playoff game and do that.
The Broncos game is when I think we first started noticing Robert McClain.
Robert McClain,
and
he's our rookie player on defense. I give it to him.
I just want to talk about him for a second. He's filling in for Brent Grimes.
Yeah,
Great Grimes.
Job.
He's doing phenomenal. But next year, when Brent Grimes is healthy, do you put him in there or do you put Brent Grimes in there?
You put Brent Grimes, but you will definitely see Robert McClain play.
Here's what I'm thinking. You possibly take out Dante.
Yeah, we might trade Dante.
Dante can hit. You put a screen pass on it. But Dante can read that perfectly. But I think Robert McClain should start over.
Yeah.
Dante.
And you never know what will happen in the offseason, but we definitely will be covering that. I've heard a few people say that we possibly could trade Dante and try and get something out of him. I think we could get something out of him, and that would work perfectly because he's kind of getting old, and we have a guy to fill his spot, most importantly, in Robert McClain. And that'd be, him and Brett Grimes moving forward. That'd be a great duo.
It'd be a great second
for a lot of years.
Thomas Deku, William Moore, and Brett Grimes.
But we just want to wrap this recap up.
Wrap it up like a present because this is our Christmas special.
Yeah. It was overall a great game. We're not going to put too much emphasis on this preview coming up for the Tampa Bay game because it really isn't necessary.
It's not a really big game.
We'll put one out there, but it's not that important of a game. We got the win, home field advantage. Road comes to the Super Bowl or through Atlanta to the Super Bowl, which is great. So yeah, we'll see you later, Falcons fans.
Merry Christmas and go Falcons.
All right, I'm gonna have to cut a little bit of that out.